what's up? It's Kit. Time for another video. Today, we talk about an upgrade I've done on my light shore jigging setup, and I'm going to show it to you guys. But before that, if you're new to the channel, this channel talks about the hows and whys of fishing. We cover everything from big game, ultralight, everything in the middle, including fly fishing. And today we're talking about my light shore jigging upgrade. Now, this is kind of very important because I haven't upgraded for a few years. Like literally, this whole set is probably older. No, just a little bit. About probably close to 10 years or so. So this is a big upgrade for me. I am not one to upgrade just out of a whim. Okay, if I upgrade, it has to be a huge technological advancement, and there's supposed to be, or as much as I want to see, like a leap in technology and a huge benefit for me. Okay, if you're hearing the fan, I apologize. It's summer here now, so in the next few videos we're probably gonna hear this fan or fans around because it's getting kind of warm. All right, so if you're new to the channel, this channel talks about the hows and whys of fishing. We cover everything from big game, ultralight, everything in the middle, including fly fishing. And today we're talking LSJ and my upgrade. Okay, so the rods and reels are here, okay, or at least half of it. And then we'll discuss the pros and cons and everything. But before we even start, let me show you what I have now. So this is a rod and reel that if you are, you have been following, you've seen this. Okay, so this is a TP Twin Power XD, very light, strong reel. Okay, paired with Major Craft Sky Road. This thing is well used but well maintained, and guess what? It still looks and functions brand new till this day, even if this is the type of fishing that I mostly do. And this is 10 feet. The lure rating is 7 to 35 grams. Okay, and line range is 0.8 to 2.0 or 8 to 14 pounds, thereabouts. And this reel has served me, or this combo has served me really well over the years. I've caught relatively big fish with it. I've caught a lot of fish with it, and the range of species that this has caught me from shore is actually quite impressive. So from flounder, flathead, I've caught Spanish mackerel or narrow barred mackerel as what the species, the formal name of the species here are, or what we call kingfish. I've caught, at one point I've caught a small cobia on this, a lot of spangled emperors, a lot of jacks, and it's caught like a shit ton of flounder. And I love this, actually. I love this combo for flounder. And it's built for flounder, actually. This is the action of this, so I chose it, is actually, when I bought it, this is one of the rods that were very specific for fishing for flounder. I mean, it even has the picture of a flounder here. There, you can see it right there. That's a picture or a graphic of a flounder, okay? So, this rod and reel, total weight is, I have notes, okay? So the total weight of this is, if I remember correctly, it's like 400 grams. Yeah, I did. So about 250 for the reel, and about 150 grams. Wait, what? Yeah, about 150 grams for the rod. Wait, that's wrong. Let me. Yeah. Okay. So you'll know what I'm talking about in a bit. Okay. So the weight of the reel is 251, and that includes the braid, of course, because when you're measuring, you should be measuring on a full spool. So 250 and then 150 for the rod, and this whole thing, including the top section, of course, is 400 grams. Okay, and I use this for jigs of up to 20 grams, 30 grams at the most. I would say 30 very rarely, but 20 definitely. So from 10 to 20. So 10, 15, 20. That's it. And it has performed really well. Like really, really well. It's how this combo acts and feels when I'm using it is close to ideal, as I could say. And again, for about 10 years, there was no real reason for me to upgrade. And there's a lot of videos that I shot in the palm with this combo, ranging from tutorials all the way down to like when I caught that cow nose ray, when I was confident enough to actually do a tutorial on how to fight relatively big fish on light line, because I spooled this with 4-pound test braid. And it's really good. So for me to be able to upgrade this would be a kind of like a tall order. Now I was shopping around and found a rod that I thought was pretty good, and judging how the action was and all that, I was kind of impressed. So this rod is the new 5th generation cross ride, and I've had cross rides before. In fact, there's one that I'm looking at right now, which is for LSJ, but it goes up to 50 pounds, and this is kind of like my bread and butter. This particular reel is the reel that, or this particular combo is the combo that I am going to use a lot. Literally, a lot of my fishing is going to be done with this combo. So, the upgrade I'm looking for is not only for, just for the sake of upgrading, or buying a new rod, which we all know is like the best thing in the world. but but I had to have a really good reason, because this is kind of like the fishing that I do the most, shore jigging. Okay, so I know that I already had a very capable reel in the Vanquish, and this is the old Vanquish. This is a 2017 Vanquish, and the reel itself is very, very light. So this Vanquish is on the box. Okay, it says it's 185 grams, and literally the box that it came with is heavier than the reel. So I had a reel that's very light, and unfortunately, if I put this reel on this rod, it felt weird. That's why I have the twin power here. But I bought this reel to upgrade this system that I had here in like 2018 or something, or yeah, in 2018. Around 2018, I bought this reel to upgrade this combo, and I felt that it doesn't feel right. So the rods that were available that time was Yamagas, there's Ripple Fishers and all that, and then after spending for this reel, I kind of refused to buy a rod that cost that much. So I said I will wait for the technology to actually catch up. And then a few weeks ago, I saw this and held it, and I was very impressed. Now, Major Craft is not a bad brand, and as we all know, okay, it is a Japanese brand, but the manufacturing is actually exported. But the quality control is still very much Japanese. So they cater to not the top end of the market. So they cater to quite a lot of markets actually, from Solpara, which is their basic line, or even that's not their starting line anymore. There's the first cast. Okay, so from there the quality goes up, 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 and all the way to the top. It's the Crossride. Okay, so not super expensive, but the quality, it could be at par with whoever's at the top or towards the top. Okay, and in this particular combo, the main theme was two things. How can I increase sensitivity? and then how can I decrease weight. Luckily, those two things, okay, and that's overall the functionality, smoothness, and all that comes in, but these two things are very, very important because sensitivity is actually governed by weight. Okay, and there are a lot of times when you cannot just feel the fish. I also wanted a rod and reel that I could use for more things. Okay, so not just slinging um, jigs, but I also wanted to have a combo that I know would work really well for bucktails. That's one. Two, something that I could use for like heavier jigs, and that translates to casting distance. Okay, even if it's just a tad bit. Okay, because sometimes, like I said, like this one, it's 7 to 35, and I only use it for up to 20 grams because at about 25, you can feel the rod getting sluggish, and when you're working something that's heavy and it feels sluggish, a lot of things happen. You lose sensitivity, the feel of the rod is off, and sometimes when you cast, it feels like it's going to break. So at that point, I decided to actually look for something that I could use for something a bit heavier, still using the same combo, and again, very light and sensitive. So, and on top of all of that, by the way, is the concern for using soft plastics on jig heads. So, after looking around and doing my due diligence, I found this rod and tested it out. Okay, so held it and all. I could see that it's very, very light, and the nature of the rod being very light, I could put a very light reel, such as this, or an X-Sense, if you already have one, paired it together, and boy, it was so different. The feel for this rod is so different, and the benefits that I know that it would give me is actually bigger compared to staying with my old system. So I upgraded. Okay, now mind you, I already have the reel. I just put it together, and once I put it together, I was very surprised of how it worked. Now, I have used this, okay, and we went to the palm and tested it out, and I'm quite satisfied. Okay, towards probably around now, I'm gonna put the video on, and then I'm sharing my thoughts on this video. Now, as you can see, the casting of the rod and reel is actually quite good. Distance-wise, I would say about the same, and it's very hard to beat this combo. It's very, very hard to beat this combo. So, my thought is just that if I am able to find a rod and reel combo that would match the distance of my old one, but give me a significant amount of weight reduction and increased sensitivity, and being able to work uh, lures better and a full range of lures better, then great. So this particular rod and reel, because it's shorter, okay, this is 9'4" versus 10 feet. So we're 6 inches shorter. Now it has a stiffer tip, okay? For lighter jigs, it's good for fast jigs. But for slow jigs, I have to use something that's a bit heavier. If you're using light fluttering jigs, let's say on this, that has more than, well, which have a lot of hooks, let's say 4, there is a chance that you would actually tangle if you're working it fast, because the tip is a bit more precise and it's a bit less forgiving than my previous combo, which is kind of not bad because I kind of know how to work it. So, I know how to work. I kind of know how to work the jig, so I'm not gonna get in trouble or get tangles or whatnot. But see, here's the thing: if I let someone borrow this, they will get in trouble. Okay, so if you actually know how to work jigs, and actually kind of feel for the rod and how it's supposed to work these jigs, then you won't get tangled. And get this, it's just a matter of actually flicking slower. That's it. But the thing is, when you're fishing and then keeping that in mind, that's an entirely different thought process. And some people could get lost and then just revert back to how they were doing it. And then pretty sure people would say like, oh, that rod sucks. But it doesn't. Okay. Now, this goes up to about 40 grams. So the range for this is 15 to 40 grams. Okay, so the full specs is that it is 9'4" in length, 15 to 40 grams, and the line is 0.6 to 1.5, and that's actually lower than what we have here. Okay, so this one is 0.8 to 2. So recommended that you use lighter line, or this is perfect because I use 4-pound test braid, which is supposed to be at about 0.4 to 0.6, somewhere there. So it works. Okay, now the last time I used this reel, I used it as a comparison for the spooling, okay, and the shims that go with this. So I'm gonna have to respool this to get it straight. Okay, does not affect performance because I know that if you see the lines going this way instead of straight, so we're gonna fix that soon. But it did affect the performance, and casting this was actually really good. I tested it out on several types of lures, and I've been quite happy. Okay, so I've tried Inchuku on this as well, and casted a 40-gram Inchuku, no problem. It didn't feel sluggish at all because the tip, now that it's shorter, it's actually a bit stiffer. So yeah, very good feel for that. Now, as far as the feel is concerned, it's really good. It's a huge upgrade from the last one, obviously. And then, as far as the weight reduction is concerned, we saved at least 60 grams. And this is the size right here of a 60-gram jig. If we go with the box, okay, if we're going with the box, and let's say it's this one is 185, okay, we're looking at close to 100 grams, which we're looking at 92 grams exactly. Okay, 92 grams is a lot. 92 grams is a lot. Okay, so we are basically that's 120. Okay, 100 grams. I think this one is. So this is a 100-gram koika. Okay, so 2 grams less of this. Boom. That's the old rod and reel. And trust me, you can feel that. And for something that's designed to cast and retrieve really tiny jigs like this, that matters a lot. And that's the biggest thing with this combo. Just by upgrading, the weight savings on this is like, let's just say we saved 60 grams. Okay, I'm not too comfortable saying that it's about 100. So let's say we saved 60 or 80 grams on this. Okay, so about these 2 jigs worth right here. Okay, that's what you're holding here. So the sensitivity would be less. Obviously, you'd get tired more, faster, and then the number of lures that you'd be able to use is actually kind of limited, and that would be this. So I am able to work a range of lures that I wasn't able to work before, or at least make them work properly. So with this, I could use small poppers, small stick baits, aside from jigs. This I could use a stick bait, kind of. But this one, it actually does it. Okay, it does it, and the the best thing is that I could literally fish for longer without feeling fatigue, and that's very important because since my heart failure thing, it's been an issue. I get tired fast, and I'm sure a lot of people would say like, oh, a little bit of weight doesn't matter. It does, okay? And until you actually have a procedure done to your heart, tell me about it, okay? It matters a lot. It's the fatigue level. You have to exercise a lot just to get things back to normal. But even then, you already have a limit. That's it. So this upgrade isn't really done. It wasn't really done because I have like a heart thing, okay? But it's really a huge upgrade in every sense of the word for me because not only can I work jigs and small stick baits and small poppers effectively, but the the range of things that I'm able to do with this and to be able to do it effectively plus do the old stuff more effectively has increased. Okay, the rod is not expensive. The reel, yeah, I mean this was quite expensive when I bought it before, but essentially got it already, so no need to spend or upgrade. But this particular combo, yeah, if you can get this rod and put a similar weight reel, either an Xsense or a Vanquish or its Daiwa equivalents, go for it. Okay, so this reel is like under 200 grams. Let's say it's 200. Okay, let's say it's 200. You have a 200-gram reel, and then a rod that's just barely over 100 grams. You have a combo that's less than 300 grams. That's insane. And weight, especially when you're casting really long distances, and you're working it with all that water resistance, with all the line that's out there, and when you're working it and you're feeling the jig touching structure, touching weed, hitting the bottom, and then the fish inhales, not strikes it, it just inhales. You feel it. Boom, you set the hook and the fish is there. That's a huge difference from not being able to feel it, especially when you're throwing really far distances. And that was the problem with this combo. It was great when the strikes are mid-range or when the fish actually slams the jig. But I know that there's a lot of strikes that happen the moment the jig hits the water and then kind of drops down. I know that there are fish inhaling it because guess what? It happened to me a few times. And I just looked at the line. The line just moved. I did feel it. Real bang, the fish was there. Okay, so that's it. And these benefits obviously have a cost associated with them, and it's really up to you to decide whether those upgrades are worth your time and money. Alrighty, so I'm not gonna bore you with all the details. That there's like like the first video I did for this, I actually had a whole discussion of the weight and comparing it. That's after using it, I just said like what, I'll give these guys like a very honest opinion on this and why, and that's that. Alrighty, so that is it for this video. If you learned something, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you want your friends to learn, share this video or share the channel. And if you haven't yet and you want to learn more, click on that subscribe button. Alrighty, so that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Class dismissed.